Hello everybody and welcome to another Raw results, this time for July 28th, 2025. We start off Monday Night Raw off of Netflix for the go home show before SummerSlam. We have a tribute to Hulk Hogan, and everybody from Raw is now positioned on stage as they watch a video and show all the different highlights of Hogan's career. Once again, just like I said about in the SmackDown video, rest in peace, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We're all gonna miss you, and take care, brother. Next we have main event Jey Uso making his entrance and getting on the mic. Before he can actually say anything, he's interrupted by Paul Heyman, the WWE Hall of Famer. Paul does his usual stuff and says he didn't come out here tonight to be disrespectful to Jey, even though tonight he's in the main event against Big Bronson Reed. He came out tonight to speak man to man, former Bloodline member to former Bloodline member, from the heart about family. Uso mean mugs him and Paul backs off up the ramp before saying he can't believe Jey accepted tagging with the tribal chief Roman Reigns against Reed and Braun Breaker, and all for family, because he loves his family, where he comes from. Family will always let you down and get you in trouble. And that's not a prediction, that's a prophecy from the Oracle. He can see that Jey isn't buying what he's selling and asks if his mom told him Santa Claus left presents under the tree, because he didn't, and that means his mother lied to him. The crowd boos and he says all their mothers lied to him except for the Jewish ones, because his tribe knows better. He asked if Rikishi ever told him he wanted to be more iconic than he ever was. He doesn't want that, and that means his father lied to him too. When Roman Reigns picked his heir as tribal chief, he didn't pick main event Jey Uso. He picked Solo Sikoa. And how did that work? Does Roman tell him now that he would have been a better choice? Because if he did, he's lying. Heyman says he's not saying this out of malice. He's saying it because he loves main event Jey Uso. You know, just like family. Paul drops a big awkward yeet and drops the mic. The crowd really gets into it and lays it into Paul Heyman, and Jey finally gets on the mic and says family is why he's here. And if Paul keeps running his mouth about his family, he's gonna find out. He says the bloodline still runs deep in his veins, and Heyman's here disrespecting him when he pulled up to win the World Heavyweight Championship to prove to himself that he could. He's talking about his family. Where the heck is Paul's family at? He screwed his cousin at WrestleMania. His boys screwed him out of his World Heavyweight Championship. So whatever happens tonight at SummerSlam, that's Paul's ass. Next we have our first match of the night. AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, versus Judgment Day's Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez in a mixed tag team match. Styles and Mysterio to start, but Dominik immediately runs to tag Rodriguez in. Asuka is opposite her. Drop kick, clear the apron, some kicks, and a tag to Sane. Raquel does a double whip kick combo from the Kabuki Warriors. A cover for one, and here comes Perez. She tags in a near fall on Kyrie, smashing her face into the mat a few times. A whipped reverse up and over, and Sane shows her athleticism. Getting Roxanne in the corner, a big overhand chop, a corner drop kick charging in, but Dom pulls his partner out of the way, and Kyrie crashes hard into the turnbuckles into the floor. Sane is looking for a tag, but she is shoved off. A big lariat from Rodriguez and a tag to Perez. A slingshot suplex as Perez comes in. A double jump moonsault. 1, 2, Asuka breaks it up. Off the ropes, Kyrie lands a vicious spear. The path is cleared, but Raquel and Dom pull Asuka and AJ off the apron to deny her the tag. A stunner. Rodriguez tags in, scoops Sane up, floats over, sidesteps the charge into the steel post, and the path is clear. A tag to AJ Styles. He drags Mysterio in by the hair. Styles rush off the ropes, sliding forearm, leaping lariat in the corner, and an Ushigoroshi connects. To the apron, AJ lines him up for the phenomenal forearm, but Rodriguez comes in and gets in the way. A pale kick takes Mysterio out. A sidestep, Perez, Asuka light her up. They hold the ropes open, and Sane drops an insane elbow out of the ring, and then Styles hits the phenomenal forearm onto the Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio and pins him 1, 2, 3 as AJ Styles heads into SummerSlam with the momentum as he pinned the Intercontinental Champion. Next we have Sheamus versus Grayson Waller. Waller in with mountain punches to start off the match. Sheamus shoves him down. A big lariat body blow, uppercut, whip across, slide out, rolling thunder, reverse STO, and Grayson kicks up. An up and over tornado DDT gets blocked and countered into a power slam from Sheamus. Fish hooking Waller, he escapes to the apron and hauls off with a slap. Bailing to the floor to run away, out and back in, leading Sheamus on a chase. Sliding back out, and Sheamus co-clocks him. Fireman's carry, roll up on the floor. Grayson gets up on the turnbuckles and performs a tornado DDT into the apron and gets him on the outside of the ring. But when he comes back inside, Sheamus blasts him with a vicious knee. Out to the apron, Sheamus hits his 10 beats of the Badron. And back inside, he calls for the Brogue Kick, but Rusev is here to run interference. Sheamus knocks him off the apron, while Grayson takes advantage and gets a 2 count with a schoolboy. Sheamus keeps his wits about him and stays focused on the match and hits a Brogue Kick and pins Grayson Waller for the 1, 2, 3. And your winner of the match, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Rusev immediately jumps in the ring and wallops Sheamus with his own shillelagh. Satisfied with his beating, he locks in the accolade and forces referees to come in and pry him off them. Next we get a segment with Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Lyra Valkyria makes her entrance and gets on the mic. She shows off her platform sneakers she's wearing and says these are more than her big shoes. They're her Becky stompers. After SummerSlam, she's either gonna be a 2-time champion or never gonna be able to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship as long as Becky Lynch is champion. She says you can't break the rules if there's no rules to be broken, and you might think she's playing right into Becky's hands, but she's seen everything she's capable of in that type of match. But Lynch doesn't know what she's capable of, and maybe she doesn't know what she's capable of either. Lynch's music hits, and Becky tries to attack from behind. Lyra sees the coming, runs the ropes, and drop kicks Lynch before she can sneak attack her. Valkyria claims the kendo stick that Becky brought to the ring with her and keeps wailing on her over and over again. Lynch grabs the stick, but Lyra gets under her, and as she goes for her finisher, Becky slips out and runs away. Next we have an interview. Corey Graves interviewing Sami Zayn. Zayn says he's just hoping to be done with Karrion Kross once and for all, and he doesn't know what he even wants really. He just knows that he's standing in the way of Sami achieving his goal of becoming a world champion. So he's gonna put an end to it once and for all. Corey asks about his ribs, but before Sami can answer, Karrion Kross and Scarlett roll up and take over the interview. Kross says he thought about attacking Sami with the steel rod again, but then he wouldn't have the match at SummerSlam. He's getting frustrated that Sami is the one guy who can't get to admit the truth. So all he has to do after Karrion beats him is admit that he is right and he's no better than Kross is. Kross tosses the pipe and Sami says he thinks he's so smart and he's got everybody figured out. And what does he even want? He tells him he'll say whatever he wants if he beats him, but he wants Kross to think that maybe he's wrong about him. He's wrong about everybody else, and he's wrong about himself. And when he beats him at SummerSlam, he wants Karrion to look him in the eyes and admit that he was wrong. Sami gives the pipe back and says he'll see him at SummerSlam. Next we have an interview with Bayley. She says she's lost her WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship opportunities and the WWE Women's Tag Team championship opportunities. She missed WrestleMania and now she's missing SummerSlam. And she's at a loss for words and walks off dejected. Next we have Chelsea Green, WWE Women's World Champion Naomi, Alba Fyre and Piper Niven, the Secret Harvest, versus Io Sky, WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer. We start off with Naomi unloading on Rhea to start. Ripley makes a comeback with short arm lariats and a soul butt face buster, puts her in a corner. A tag to Chelsea Green. Nikki Bella tags in. A Luthen's press into mounted punches in a single knee facebuster by Nikki, throwing her into her own secret harvest. A schoolboy for 2 in a big spine buster, but Chelsea Green runs away to the floor. A tag to Fyre. Nikki nails her with an elbow, but Alba drops her with a super kick. Quick tags to work Bella over. And when we get back from commercial, Bella is still on the wrong side of town. A drop kick gets some separation opposite Naomi. Sky and on Fyre, a drop kick, waistlock, standing switch, takedown, and a double stomp. A whip reversed Io with a boot. Naomi runs interference and Alba gets Sky from behind and tags Green in. Chelsea nails her with a kick for a 2 count. Tag to Piper Niven, putting boots to Io. Quick tags and Naomi lands a heat seeker on Sky and follows it up with a surfboard stomp and a leg drop. The match is breaking down and Sky gets a schoolboy on Fyre for a 1-2 kick out. Things start to settle down as Alba hits clubbing blows and a whoop across. Io lands a flapjack on her, a tag to Vaquer, and throwing kicks and a soul food on Niven. Naomi attacks back from behind. She blocks the bulldog and headbutts her in the corner. Corner knees for Alba, for Piper, for Chelsea. Naomi gets the boots up and eats a vicious dragon screw for her trouble. A back suplex on Green, and then Valkyrie's favorite move, the Devil's Kiss. And she pins for a 1-2. Fyre breaks the pin up. Nikki sends her packing with the Bella Buster and stares Naomi down so hard she gets her title and takes a walk. Sky cuts her off the ramp, throws her back inside, and then has a springboard drop kick to take her out. Nikki and Io do Sky's pose, and then Piper bows to both of them and does the pose to mock them. Ripley comes in and stares Niven down, ducks a lariat, clocks her with a vicious headbutt, and hits the Riptide. Green with a big slap. Rhea shrugs it off and she turns to Vaquer. Vaquer gets the tag and hits the SBB onto Chelsea Green and pins her 1-2-3. And your winners of the match are Io Sky, WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer. Next we have Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the WWE World Tag Team Champions, versus Cruz del Toro, Toro and Jaquan Wilde. The title match starts with Balor and Wilde. Finn works a waistlock. Jaquan breaks it away. A drop kick power drive elbow. Tag to Del Toro. A double axe handle off the top. Chops in the corner and a whip across. Balor back, body drop. Tim to the apron. A shoulder block sets up a slingshot sunset flip, but Finn rolls through into a drop kick and tags in McDonough. JD with chops in the corner, a whip across, drop, toe hold. Cruz sidesteps the drop kick, knee to the face, and a quick tag to keep McDonough off balance. JD whips Del Toro to the corner and a lariat connects. And then a missile drop kick. Balor runs in and eats a drop kick for his trouble too. Cruz tags Wilde in, and a big plancha takes them both out in the LWO hug as we go to break. Back from break, the champs are in control, working Wilde over. Eventually he gets a tag to Del Toro. We have a Toros that puts McDonough down. A right hand for Balor, getting JD into the Tree of Woe. A triangle drop kick for Finn. He heads up top, calling his shot in a coast to coast. 1, 2, McDonough kicks out. A tag to Balor. Cruz gets away, tag to Wilde off the top rope, caught with a kick and a couple of stereo suplexes and a challenger's counter. Stereo suicide dives follow. A double jump moonsault, tag to Del Toro, Phoenix splash. 1, 2, JD McDonough breaks it up. El Grande Americano gets involved in the match. Dragon Lee cuts him off and they brawl up the aisleway. Cruz turns to Finn and gets caught in a small package. 1, 2, and oh so close to 3, but kick out. Boot drops Balor. 1 for the McDonough on the apron. Wilde takes JD out with a cannonball senton. Del Toro goes up top, but another El Grande Americano pulls him off the turnbuckles. Finn off the top and hits the Copa de Grace on the Cruz Del Toro with the 1, 2, 3 in the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough retain the WWE World Tag Team Championships as they win the match. Next we have the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther coming to the ring as CM Punk chants "rain down" from the crowd. He tells everybody to calm down because last week was a clean victory for him because he went toe-to-toe on the microphone with the supposedly best talker in the business. He walked down the aisle, stood in front of CM Punk, looked him in the eye, told him what was going to happen at SummerSlam, and left the voice of the voiceless speechless. "You tapped out" chants go up, and he says he might have, but he's not running out of things to say about CM Punk. Don't worry. Last week, he made him understand he has no right to call himself the best in the world, that he'll never be World Heavyweight Champion again, and most importantly, he made him shut the heck up. Punk comes out to the ring. He doesn't agree with speechless, more dumbfounded, but not because of anything Gunther said or did, but because of the gravity of the situation, and it dawned on him, standing across from somebody as great as him, belt around his waist, that he doesn't want to be World Heavyweight Champion. No, he needs it. He needs it like he needs the blood pumping through his veins. In like local sports reference, in like a Midwest dad who needs a cold frosty, old style while he mows the lawn. And he doesn't smoke, drink, or do drugs, but he understands addiction because wrestling is his addiction. He needs to raise that strap above his head and thank the millions of people who have chanted his name for over 10 years. It means the world to him, and it means something to the crowd, and he needs it. But Gunther, for as great as he is and all that he's accomplished, he dares come out here and says Punk doesn't deserve to call himself the best in the world. He's right. He doesn't deserve it. He earned it. And he's arrogant about it. But Gunther is out here being arrogant as well. The only issue is he can't back it up. Punk has left a trail of Hall of Famers, legends, and superstars that Gunther can only dream of. Compare their careers and it's not apples to apples. The ring general says he's had enough and gets a shut the heck up before CM Punk says he's not finished yet and covers his mic. There's levels to this, and Gunther is gonna find out the hard way that for as great as he is, he's not on Punk's level. And on Saturday night, he's leaving as World Heavyweight Champion. But at least Gunther will know what it feels like to share a ring with the one, the only, best in the world, CM Punk. Next we have the main event. Main event, Jey Uso versus Big Bronson Reed. We start off the match with Uso taking it right to Reed, staying a step ahead, getting him down and out in the corner. He covers him for a 2 count, but Bronson cuts him off. He mocks the eat chance before a big senton in the middle of the ring, stalking after Jey, drawing him back up for a headbutt and a giant step in the ropes. A hammer wick with vicious abandon. The ring shakes and Uso can't get himself back together. Boots up on the charge, a diving crossbody caught by Reed, and he lands the world's strongest slam. Uso with the jabs and a big slicing right. A super kick sends Reed to the floor off the ropes, and a suicide dive wipes him out. They're both on the outside now, and Braun Breaker runs up the entryway and spears Jey, which calls for the disqualification, and Jey Uso wins the match. But it's not about the match. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are now beating down Jey in the ring. Here comes the tribal chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns, making his entrance and making the save. He sends Breaker to the floor, gets under Reed, and he can't get him back up for the Samoan drop, so instead he puts him into turnbuckles. Roman helps Jey to his feet. Uso super kicks Braun, and then Reigns Superman punches Bronson to the floor. They got the upper hand, and they decide to go out the ring for double spears. But Bronson Reed freight trains Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns gets speared out of his boots by Braun Breaker. They put Uso back in the ring, and Bronson Reed lays him out with a tsunami. They do the same to Roman. Breaker kneels over Roman and tells him that his butt is now his. These ropes are his. The cameraman works for him, and all the fat butts in the arena work for him. After that, Braun throws Roman to the floor and charges around the ring. A spear by Braun Breaker hits Roman and Jey at the same time, and they go through the timekeeper's barricade. Bronson steals Roman's shoes as the show ends for Monday Night Raw. So let me know what you think about the show in the comment section. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. They did a great job building up to SummerSlam. Thank you for watching. Remember to support your tribal chief at SummerSlam. And you can't see me. Peace.